Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? A gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Tuesday morning. It's August 11th and it's 3:34 in the a.m. I know what I'm about to say is going to strike a nerve with a whole lot of people. Guess what? I don't even care. Yes, you heard me correctly. I don't even care. Stay mad. If you're mad, ask yourself why you're mad. And again, I don't even care if you're mad. And I dare to say, you're probably mad because I highlighted something that you don't want to deal with. Yeah, see, whenever people who are racist, who have racist tendencies, who enjoy the hell out of their privilege, get confronted with the reality of that privilege, they usually want to change the subject or act like it didn't happen. You know, I shared a while back that I had a major falling out with somebody who's from the South and who is white because they did some really, it wasn't anything major. I just want to say they did some colonizing stuff. And by that I mean they stepped into an area that I'm perfectly capable of handling. And in their help, set me up to look incapable. Set me up to appear to be the villain in the communication. One, you weren't asked or invited into the situation. You took it upon yourself, your privilege, to intrude. And then, in your intrusion, it framed my actions in a bad light. Okay? You stepped in with a cape, or appeared to put on a cape. Or as we say in the hood, you all in the Kool-Aid and don't even know the flavor. So you don't know what was transpiring, but you were being helpful. Then, when I called you on it, you wanted to get in your feelings as opposed to addressing what you just did. You got in your feelings and then you got personal. Squeezed out a few tears and then you got personal. Total distraction from what you just did and why it was offensive. And see, that's the whole gist of entitlement and fragility. When you get called out, you change the subject. You call it being polite. We call it avoidance. Deal with it however you need to deal with it. All that being said, I'm going to go to an incident that everybody's talking about and keeps talking about, keeps harping on, and it's one-sided. And it's one-sided, rooted in that entitlement and the fragility. Let's call a thing a thing. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it in real time and real facts. Okay. I have not really followed the WNBA since the days of Cooper, Leslie, Swoops, Bird, Weatherspoon, pretty much the inaugural season. I know of players But I'm not a real big fan. I know names, you know. I can even go back in women's basketball to the days of Cheryl Miller, the McGee twins. See, some of you youngsters or newbies don't know about these folks. But hey, it is what it is. Now we have this professional league that's modeled after the NBA, but it's a weak version, it's a watered down version, it's based on just the pay scale. Now the popularity is there. It's starting to generate revenue, but it's problematic now. And it's problematic because the folks who have gone to school, colleges, who are being drafted, haven't really learned to hoop like folks who grew up, on the neighborhood courts. And, I shared last week that there's many black female player who grew up on the asphalt with the guys, and they learned to really, like the female version of Rucker. And see, if you don't know Rucker, you don't know basketball. If you couldn't drive to the hoop or get in the paint and just really hold your own, you didn't really have a game. Yeah, you're going to get roughed up. That's a given. You're challenging a male in what is seen as a male sport. But most of the people I know who play ball, that's how we learned, and that's how we honed our game. Now, I've played ball. I played ball on a team that made it to the state championship. We didn't win. And not the state champion, I'm sorry, state playoffs. We didn't win. But I had a pretty decent enough game. Yeah. Tried to play in college, but health wouldn't let me. And I wasn't as into it in college because I didn't know anybody when I first started college. And it just took me out of my, my headspace. But I played basketball. I ran cross country. And softball, I'm your girl. I was offered scholarships. Not full rides, but I was offered scholarships. Had my name in the paper a few times. I know sports. Don't follow like I used to, but I know sports. So before we get off on that, it's going to have to be a two-parter. I'm trying to wrap it up. But I'm saying all this to say is, getting back to the fact that I don't care. Sophie Cunningham. Baby, you can't have it both ways. And that's what people are pointing out. Let me get to part 2.